friends, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the story of the world, the medieval chimes, chapter 2. It's called The Early Days of Britain. Now we learn about the start of Rome and to the fall of Rome. So now we're going to learn about the early days of Britain, which is the UK today. Now, Britain was once owned by the Celts, and there were Romans settling there, and the Roman soldiers were from the Western Roman Empire, which was growing weaker and weaker and weaker. So when the Western Roman Empire fell apart, the Celts drove away the last Roman soldiers left in Britain. Now, Celts owned England again. But when the Roman Empire sent soldiers to Britain, there was a king named Vortiger. He was one of the Celts, and he was terrified when he saw all the soldiers of Rome. So he wrote a letter to the Anglo-Saxons, which are barbarians. They were combined by Angles and Saxons. It was really, really hard for Vortigern and his army alone to defeat all the Roman soldiers, so he wrote a letter. "Come and help us," he wrote. "We are getting attacked by Roman soldiers. We need your help. If you help us, we'll give you land of your own." So, when the king of Anglo-Saxons wrote this letter, he jumped up and down with joy. So he immediately set off to help Vortigern fight Rome. And now there were some Celts and some Anglo-Saxons, but the Anglo-Saxons settled more and more larger. There were more and more Anglo-Saxons than the Celts now. Soon, the eastern and the southern part of UK was owned by Anglo-Saxons, and there was only a small part of it for the Celts. The Celts didn't want all these guys in his land, but it was the promise, so he couldn't drive them out. So, yeah. Special trained singers and storytellers called bards was told by the great war heroes and stories about them. One is about Craig and his Warrior 3. Craig was actually an unbeatable, very, very strong warrior, but he was lonely. He wanted to find a friend who he can talk with when he's lonely, or make emotion links when they have something bad or good. So he set off to find a friend of his. Then he saw a man holding a stone and squinting his eyes into the distance. "What are you going to do with that rock?" said Craig curiously. "Oh," the man said, "I'm trying to catch that bird on the topmost of twig on the end of the world. I'm going to throw this rock and knock it down and eat it as my dinner." He squinted his eyes, but he could see nothing but distance, and distance, and distance. "Maybe you should come with me before you catch that bird to eat it," Craig said. "I need someone who has keen eyes like you." So the two men set off. Then they were walking and walking and walking until someone was someone was doing something. They looked closer, and it was a man pressing his ears onto the ground, and now he was listening to something in the ground. "What are you doing?" Craig asked. "Oh," the man said, "I am listening to the grass grow far at the end of the world." Craig and the man with the keen eyes also pressed their ears onto the ground, but they could hear nothing. All they heard was nothing, really. "Maybe you should come with us," Craig said. "I need someone who has keener ears than you." So the three men set off. Then there was a loud thump, thump, thump. They wheeled around to see a man that had tied his legs together. "Why don't you untie your leg?" said Craig. "Oh," said the man with the tied legs. "If I untie my legs, I will be so fast that I would soon be into the world. Then where would we go?" "You should come with us," Craig said. "We need someone that has faster legs like you." So the four men set off, and the man with the fast legs was still thumping behind them. Thump, thump, thump. So he wanted to find a wife and also a friend, and his wife wanted to have Craig, but he had to rescue him. She had very red lips like blood, and cheeks like blood, and hair like a raven's feather, and skin like snow. But she was captured by a giant, so they were going to rescue her from the giant. Soon they reached the giant's cage. "Giant! Giant!" cried Craig. "Giant Bauer! We came to rescue the woman that has skin like snow, hair like a raven's feather, and cheeks like blood. Set her free." The giant showed up and laughed. "If you get me 3 bottles of water from the well at the end of the world, I'll set her free. I swear my life." So the men thought about who should go. Then Craig had an idea. He pointed at the man with the fast legs and said, "Go and get the water, you." So the man with the tied legs untied his other leg and set both legs on the ground. Instantly he was gone. But when they saw where he was going, they could see him running into the distance. It was something to see. "Whoa," they said. "He really is fast." Soon the man with the fast legs were at the well of the end of the world. He quickly filled 3 bottles of water and now started his way back. But he thought, "If I go fast, but they would just see me come back and before they can blink. I think I should rest here for a bit." So he lay down in the soft grass and started to snore. Meanwhile, Craig and his 2 remaining warriors were waiting. "Where is he?" Craig said. Then he pointed at the man with the keen ears. "Hey you, go and listen where Craig The man with the fast legs is sleeping. So the man with the keen ears knelt down, pressed his ears onto the ground, and now he listened. "What do you hear?" Craig asked. "I could hear him snoring far at the halfway over the world." So the man with the keen eyes squinted. "I can see him. Maybe I should wake him with a stone." So he picked up the stone and threw it as hard as he could. The stone flew and flew and flew until he hit the man with the fast legs, fast asleep, bing, right between the eyes. He woke up with a start, with the stone falling off his face. "I must have been asleep. I should go back, or the friends would be waiting." So he started off again, and now instantly he was standing there with the 3 bottles of water. So Craig gave Giant Fova the 3 bottles of water and got the woman that he really wanted. They married each other, and the 3 warriors lived with Craig and his wife and went together in battle. Together, they would not be defeated. That's the story of Craig, the great warrior. Now we're going to tell a story about Beowulf. Beowulf was a ruler in Scandinavia. So he was very strong and very popular. He was very beloved too. But there was trouble in Scandinavia. There was a huge monster named Grendel who eats people. So we'll hear about the story. Beowulf was a great beloved ruler. He was ruled over all over Scandinavia, and now he wanted an adventure. So he got his strongest men and set off. When he stopped, there was a huge hole where there was another ruler in there. Then the ruler came out and saw Beowulf and his men. So he said, "Welcome, Beowulf and all. Tonight you can all sleep in my home. I've got your beds and pillows and blankets. Come in." So they all went in, and they started to snore when the night came. Then there was footsteps. Big, loud footsteps booming to the hall. It was Grendel. Grendel smashed the door open, and he picked up the flump warrior and eaten right there, and he seized 15 more and ran off like a hare. They ran over to catch the Grendel, but lost it. The next day, they were all mourning for their sorrowful dead friends. "We shouldn't just be standing here mourning," said Beowulf. "We should fight it. We should fight it for good." So the ruler said, "Oh, you're so brave, Beowulf. What can I help you? A sharper sword or stronger armor?" "Well, I don't need anything," said Beowulf. "But I'll take out now my sword and my armor and fight with bare hands. The Grendel just has claws, not weapons, and I'll fight him like that. Otherwise, I'll be bored." The ruler was amazed. He had never seen a very strong man who can fight a giant monster with bare hands. Then the night came, and everyone except for Beowulf was fast asleep. Beowulf was pretending to sleep. Then there was again booming footsteps, thump, thump, thumping towards the hall. It was the Grendel again. Beowulf jumped out onto the hall, and when Grendel just seized another plump warrior. Then Beowulf got hold of the Grendel's arm, and now he began to twist it and twirl it with all his might. Grendel yelped with pain. He had never seen a strong man like this. Beowulf's muscles were something to see. Then he pulled once again on Grendel's arm, and out it popped. Grendel yelled in pain and then dropped the plump warrior and ran off. When the morning came, they followed Grendel's footsteps and found him dead in the water. He had drowned. So the ruler and other warriors cheered and tossed Beowulf up and down into the air. And now they had a great feast, and they hung Grendel's arm high up on the wall. Now he will be more famous than ever. That was the story of Beowulf. Did you like it? Well, some of you would really like it, because it's the best story you've ever gonna heard. That's all lesson for today. I hope you have a great day. Send me comments and subscribes and thumbs ups, and see you all at SNS. Bye!